So
She should.
she should. Do you know how much money she could get from just that alone? She could.
Right?
Yeah.
People say she's selfish and she wants all the money. If she's not selfish enough.
I don't think she's hurting for money. I mean,
No,
she's
but that's
you
what
know,
I'm
she
saying.
gets
That's what
her-
I'm saying, Sims.
Yeah.
People think that she's selfish, and she's
Oh
not.
my
She's not.
God, she's one
If
of
she
the
was
most
selfish, she would
generous
release like
people.
All right.
the Eras
You-
tour.
You've
I mean,
heard it
yeah,
here first,
exactly.
everybody who's just joining the live. Hillary said Taylor Swift was selfish.
No, I
Okay.
didn't. People say she is.
Remember to hit record.
Yeah,
People.
the live is now live.
Did you hit record, Sheila?
Shut up.
Love you.
You don't.
Now we have proof. Okay.
Now you have proof.
The voice verified.
Yes. Is my Zoom is being weird tonight, so we're gonna just pretend I'm not gonna crash it.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna get the intro ready to roll. And then this is live TV, y'all. Select a window that or an application that you want to share. Not responding, thanks.
Technology is great when it works.
I have to go get my fish.
Yeah. So the Zoom is being weird. For those of you out there watching us in YouTube land, the application is not responding.
Apparently, neither is Zoom.
Do 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 do.
At least it throws her on pretty instead of like with a weird vowel sound.
Vowel sound.
Did you
Hey,
say
it's
weird
better than a
vowel
vowel
sounds?
sound.
That's what I heard. Weird vowel sounds.
Right?
Vowel. Did you see my lips? They weren't
No, I'm
closed.
sorry. Still hearing vowel. No, I'm sorry. Still hearing vowel.
Such a witch.
Alicia is now the host.
Right here.
Oh.
Please stand by.
Please hold. We can listen if we want to. We should go to old school, and every time we have like this happen, we should just put a test pattern on the screen.
Yeah.
That'd be
Old
so
school,
funny.
and watch how many people freak out.
Like that gray
What
one
is
that
that?
had the
I don't know
circles.
what that is.
Mm.
This whole time, we're still
Mhm.
live. Just letting y'all know. We are still live.
The
Thanks,
multicolor
Buck. I don't want to be
patterns
the
are
other way.
Right?
The opposite of
Yep,
live.
we're
sucks,
still here,
so anyway.
livening. Low network bandwidth.
Sheila Zoom just says, if Kate's not here, it's not worth my time.
Oh my god.
Is Kate not here tonight?
No, she'll be here soon.
She's
Kate
gonna
not
be here
coming tonight?
soon.
Okay.
Sheila said that a few minutes ago that Kate sent her a message saying I'll be there soon.
Okay.
In the meantime, y'all can look at yourselves in this very, very, very small picture right here.
No, thank you. I don't mind looking at everybody else, but I will not be looking at myself in a very small picture.
Mary, this is the dress that I got if it would load. No, it's not gonna do it. Dang.
And she's back.
I'm back. It just fucking shit the bed and just crashed there. So,
Did you crash
yay.
YouTube?
No, I don't think we're still live on YouTube as far as I can tell. I don't see me
We
on it
are.
right now.
Alia was
Yeah.
saying that.
Yeah. So
Don't tell her what else all you said, please.
No, my God. And Kate is here right in time to experience me recovering from technical difficulties. But here we go with the intro. Let's start the show.
We are the daughters of darkness, so take delight in our tartness. We are the fucking sisters of rage, won't stay in your goddamn cage. The goddess curse on mediocre men, no submission, you'll never reign us in. We overturn all your sacraments, cause we're nature's happy little accidents. Hurricane girls, we've made landfall. Hurricane girls, we rise above them all. Hurricane girls, destroy all in our way. Hurricane girls, they ain't got shit to say. Hurricane girls, shut up, Tetsu! Shut up, Tetsu!
Hello, hello. After technical difficulties, we are here. We are the Hurricane Girls. We are the Daughters of Darkness, the Sisters of Rage. We are the Goddess's Curse on mediocre men and nature's happy little accidents. I am Hurricane Sheila, America's ex-girlfriend and Category 5 Hurricane Girl. Here with all my besties and the resties. We are the finest women, femmes, and thems here on the internet tonight. Joining me along with the rest of the cast here is Hurricane Alicia from up in New York. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing just dandy. Glad to be here.
Nice to see you. Hurricane Hillary from New England, from Massachusetts to be exact. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing fancy fine. It was beautiful today. Good sunny weather.
Yep. And then I can sort of slam a Hurricane Sim State because it's not far from mine in Ohio. There, Illinois, it's at least more liberal than Ohio. How are you tonight, Sim?
I'm okay. Just trying to stay out of the rain that's been trying to live here for the past few days. And by the way, side note, okay, so there's this debate, right? Not to go deep, but the siren went off yesterday, right? When you hear a siren, right? What do you think of?
Testing the siren.
Tornado.
Well, besides that, at a non-tested time, at a non-sanctioned time to test, what do you think of when you hear siren?
Definitely a tornado, like
Yeah.
Mary said.
That's what I thought. So evidently, no, in this area where I'm at, the sirens now mean just severe weather. Just means just get inside. So could be tornado, could be funnel cloud, could be just high winds. But
They're
just
getting you
go
ready for
inside.
when it's an air raid.
That too.
See,
But,
because
you know-
when it's an air raid, I'm just not going to do anything because I
Yeah,
ignore
right.
those sirens.
Let me sit.
But I'm like, could we narrow it down so that it's not like a one size fits all? Because it's kind of driving me crazy.
Fair enough. All the way from Michigan, the salty Hurricane Mary. How are you tonight?
I am really, really good. And I actually finally paid attention to the entire intro, and you made me look so cool in this one.
Well, I mean, you
I
did
noticed
turn it.
Momo last
You did turn into Venom at some point during the opener. So yeah,
Absolutely fitting. Thank
yeah.
you.
And taking a break from the northern states to go all the way down to Georgia, Hurricane Alia. How are you tonight?
I'm actually good. I slept for a whole 8 hours, and for my people out there, that's like 4 to 3.5 hours more than I normally get on a very good lucky day. So I am feeling pretty good. For one,
Nice.
no complaining from me today, even about the dumb state that shit I fucked up. The state that I live in.
Well, yeah, just looking forward in the show. We've got some great shows coming up. Coming up in the month of May, Crystal Bowersox from American Idol 9 will be joining us and visiting next week. Ashley, aka Lotus Inc., will be here with us. But tonight we have a genuine pleasure, somebody who I've been so privileged to get to know over the past couple of weeks. Just fantastic. Kate Luckinbill is with us tonight. How are you tonight, Kate?
Hi, friends. I'm good. I'm tired. I've been doing the solo parenting for a while now, a week or so now, and feeling the burn of 40 hours and single parenting and trying to do anything else other than that. My house is a bit of a mess right now. And
And
there's a child walking around in his pajamas in the background
I
because
see the cameo already.
we
That
don't have clothes
happens.
on today, just pajamas.
All right,
Listen, not
my
for nothing,
kids,
but I'd love to walk around in my pajamas all day. That'd be great.
One of those Tuesdays. It's just one of those Tuesdays. So
my
he's
kids make
been he's been a
cameos in
real
the show all the
champion with me
time.
working all day. So that's the best thing.
I love that.
Yeah.
And just to get it out of the way, the elephant in the room.
Sure.
Kate is the granddaughter of Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, which was how we met, but definitely not the end of the story. Yeah. So like and it was funny today because I was like I was flipping through TikTok and now TikTok is introducing me to every member of your family at this point because Julia came up on my FYP. Julia Arnaz came up and it was a whole introduction. Yeah, I'm also Lucy's granddaughter and here's that. I'm like, I don't know, Kate, you might have started a trend in your bloodline here.
Uh, yeah, Julia is much more vocal about it
Mhm.
than the rest of us are. I think the information came to her later in life, so it
Mhm.
was a different experience. My brothers and I, we grew up surrounded by all the chaos all the time, and so we're a little bit more hesitant to just be like, bleh.
Right. Well, I mean, we've seen kind of what the attention that brings to you, which is can be good or bad, I would imagine, but
Yeah, I mean, that's why you only just now found me on TikTok and why people have been like, wait, you've been making videos for 5 years? I'm like, yeah, but I'm really good at not getting attention. Because
and
my parents taught me growing up that people who were in the tabloids made a living doing that. And that people who want attention get attention. And if you want to be Meryl Streep or Susan Sarandon or Tom Hanks and live a private life, you can.
right. And I think it's also you mentioned your parents, Lucy Arnaz and Larry Luckinbill,
Yeah.
of Star Wars, Star Trek fame. Sorry, please don't send letters. Um, like,
They,
yes,
they were like the form was being drafted
hmm.
already. So I'm glad you said that.
But yeah,
Yeah.
also, I'm sorry, I'm eating Reese's. I'm hungry, but also, very accomplished actors in their own
Yes, and
right.
totally different. I love to,
Mhm.
talk to people about how wonderful I think it is that my mom carved her own path in musical theater because neither
Mhm.
of her parents were musical theater people. And, my grandmother's short stints with Broadway, with Mame and I have a ninja behind me.
You do.
Um, he's been my ghost all day. Um, I think, with Mame and Wildcat, she got a lot of slack for trying to do that because she wasn't really a singer, from any of the haters back then. So my mom really carved her own path into the theater, you know. She really wasn't like a nepo baby in that sense. She went away from television right after Here's Lucy and immediately went into the theater. And that's where she met my dad, was in the theater. And even though my dad had done a ton of movies and a ton of TV already, by the time he met my mom, he had, already been the spokesperson for TWA and was on Murder, She Wrote like a ton of times. And he was like that actor's actor. He was the J.K. Simmons of his day. Like you just saw him in everything. He was in every TV show and every movie, playing somebody. And so, yeah, my parents are, because of that, they're real theater people. So I come from like very hardworking stock because my grandparents were old Hollywood, like vaudeville, like contract players being raised in the studios and like, you know, they all had to take classes and elocution and all kinds of stuff like that. Like my grandmother was like raised up to be a star. Anyway, I could drone on about this forever.
And I'm sure we'll get a chance to, but yeah, I come at it from the nerd angle where your dad is Cybok on Star Trek Five, and
Absolutely.
it's like, you and I talked about this previously of where your grandmother is considered to be the godmother of Star Trek and all that, more which is probably less true than it is more, but like, so that kind of bookends it a little bit, but I'm not nerding out. You're nerding out. But yeah, the thing about you is you have been existing in these online spaces for years
Yeah.
before anybody paid attention, even though your eyes, you look like Desi reincarnated, but like,
Well, until TikTok, I really kept all my social stuff very private. And
mhm,
then TikTok during the pandemic, I felt like this was just a cool space to express myself. And
mhm.
so I just started doing that. And this account that I'm on now is my third account because I would get a little too known and somebody who didn't like me would find me and say something really mean. And this was before I went and, figured all my brain stuff out. So I just couldn't handle that part of it. And this time around, I was in a very different mindset. I was like, no, I'm just doing this for me. And bullying MAGA brings me joy and helps me sleep at night. So if I can just
Yes,
do that, I don't really care what anybody else thinks about my content.
we
Then
stand for the bullying of MAGA every day.
and then my mom was like, but you gotta respond to them like, like they can't hurt your feelings. And so that's when I sort of changed my temperament towards them into being a little funnier. And that was the dynamic of me responding to that idiot woman on, what was my 100th response to some idiot on social media. And that one just, for some reason, hit the algorithm. I didn't think twice. It was like a 10-second video. And boom, people. And I didn't even say,
Yes.
like, excuse me, I'm Lucille Ball's granddaughter. I was like, you tell me about my grandmother, you fucking bitch. And so
Yes.
and people were
Yes.
just like, "Oh, shit. What? Who? Where? Why?" And then it just kicked off and I just like started sort of communicating to the community as people were like joining. And now it feels like a real conversation with people who are like-minded and um it's been awesome to find folks such as yourselves.
See, that's the part I love about that app. Like I will sit there and complain all day long about TikTok because the moderation is grossly unfair. The way the way that TikTok monetizes content is paltry, and it's just overall it's a shitty fucking app. But at the same time, I know everyone in this square because of TikTok. I know I adopted three of my kids from TikTok. And it's brought me like I was just this lonely chick that was just starting her transition. And then suddenly, like you said, during the pandemic, there was this app that
Hmm.
was like that I'm like, okay, nobody is ever going to watch whatever bullshit I post. But I'm starting transitioning, so I think maybe this would be a nice little secret public journal to document my transition for me. Clearly nobody's going to watch it. And then you hit that one video that gets 1,000 views, and then the next video gets 4,000 views, and then you suddenly have a bunch of followers, and then you get a video. It's like, oh my God, that's 1 million. That's 1 million views. And people, I still have one that's getting me multiple followers every day, 3 years later. And
Yeah.
you never know. Like you never know. It's such a bizarre app, and it's terrible, but it also has added so much to my life that I wouldn't have thought about before. I'm literally sitting there texting you, a person I would have never met. You know, we're talking about, our similar situations because we have similar life stories. I
Hmm.
want to say for better or for worse. I know it's for worse because we got fucked over with it, but it's an amazing app that brings people together. It just happens to be a shitty app, but I'm happy that you kept making accounts and started making fun of MAGA because that's really where you shine, I think, is when you go in for the MAGA. You're
Well,
ru-
thank you.
you're ruthless.
I've had some conversations with folks over time and said, oh, your TikToks are so positive. Mine are so mean. And they're like, no, I wish I could say stuff like that. I want somebody who can say that for me. And I was like, oh, well, sign me up. I'm way more
Mhm.
willing to do it if somebody else needs help than for myself. So
Right.
I'll lead the charge. Yeah, and then it just became more of like you know, a conversation. And, I mean, TikTok is how I got diagnosed neurodivergent, ADHD, then autistic. And my life is completely different now because I know this. I was 37 when I got diagnosed, and uh, TikTok is the reason why I started to be like, maybe I have ADHD. That'd be so weird. My brothers, they were diagnosed. Maybe I should have been. And and then I tried these ADHD hacks and I was like, oh no, they worked really, really well. Oh my God. And then I got diagnosed. They said I had extreme ADHD, put me on meds. The meds brought out all my sensory issues. Called my doctor. Why am I having these weird physical panic attacks? Oh, you probably have autism. You need to go get tested for that now. Go ahead, go get tested for it. Tested for it, 39 out of 50 on the autism scale. Super autistic. Get the autism diagnosis. Oh, you're autistic? Why haven't you seen a rheumatologist? Go see a rheumatologist. Oh, the reason why you've been having all over body pain for 5 years is because you have fibromyalgia. You can treat that. So it was like boom, 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 boom. And all that happened because of TikTok. And I think what changes TikTok, like Reddit changed the world, is that you can ask the world a question and get a response. Like you can go onto TikTok and say, "Hey TikTok," like if anybody's seen my video where I was like, "TikTok, why is the rain doing this to my lawn?" And they were like, "Why don't you have gutters?" And I was like, "Why don't I have gutters?" Because I live in the desert. They don't put gutters on the house. So I don't have gutters. So every once in a while, when it torrential downpours, my lawn gets destroyed. TikTok answered this for me within 5 minutes of me posting the video. I was like, "Oh, I don't have gutters. I need gutters. I can just take down the video now." So I feel like that is like more powerful than anything, and the powers that be hate that part of it. And that's why I will never leave TikTok because it is a place where there is real conversation, which creates real on the ground news. And I think it's the only place where I've been able to get truth through all of this craziness with from BLM through ICE.
Hmm. And beyond. Yeah.
and beyond.
Yes. Well, I mean, I think we all probably have a lot of questions about the obvious thing, with Lucy and Desi. And if you don't mind, I'm sure we can ask those. But also, I, I am, I want to approach this show as a get to know Kate because you are the star of your life right now. You're great. By the way, you sing like an angel. God, I've heard your performance, and it's like,
Yeah, it's the only thing that I really love doing, singing.
and
If I could do anything, I would be like, I'd be like touring, like singing, making records. Like I would have been like Christina Aguilera. But my mom was like, do not be in the industry. And she was good. That was good on her.
I would pay for a show though, seriously, if you're ever in Ohio. Um,
Well,
why
it's
would why
crazy
would
because
you
the
ever
show
be
I
in
do in Palm
Ohio?
Springs is free. My
Right.
friends were like, we can't get tickets, it's sold out. And I was like, no, 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 that's because you just come. They were like, what? I was like, yeah, it's free.
Yeah.
I sing there free.
Well, welcome to the show. Hurricane Hermie is in the house with a
Hey!
yeah. This is one of my brood here, one of my teenagers, and showing off her Gangle cosplay here. How are you,
Yeah,
Hermie?
I'm great. I just had my last state testing for school.
Nice. Nice. State testing sucks, especially
It does.
especially when if you're undiagnosed, I feel like.
I had my science one today.
Nice. Well, I'm going to open up the floor for for people to ask questions. We'll keep them simple and playing if we can here. But who wants to go first? And why is it Hillary that wants to go first?
Okay. Uh, First of all, I remembered when we talked before on Sheila's Live the last time that you said that you were neurodivergent. I didn't know that you were autistic as well as ADHD. I am both as well, so it's nice to meet another autistic ADHD girly. Um,
Very difficult.
yeah, because you literally have a battle within your mind, like all the time, and
All the time.
sometimes you screw up 1,000 times, and you're socially inaccurate on how you should have interacted with others. So, uh, one question I have for you, because you have that too. Like, did that ever like make you like looking back at your like youth? Because you were undiagnosed as like, because women are always underdiagnosed. We always get like the back burner. Um, Looking back at your youth, do you ever feel like there was like a situation like with because you've been in this world of celebrities, like where you've like interacted with a person, you were like, maybe I shouldn't have like, and you now realize it was probably a thing that was from your neurodivergent era, like area of your brain.
There was a lot of that. Yeah. I mean, I watch home movies of myself, and my parents would bring me places to meet people, and I was just in my own world every time. I was like perfectly happy to be dancing in the corner by myself. And they'd be like, okay, come meet these people. And I was just like in my own world. But in school, I think everybody expected me to be like, I don't know, like something that I really wasn't. I was nerdy and weird. I was weird. I was a bookish kid who, I mean, I had to wear sweatshirt combos to school. So, like, first flag.
Honestly,
Um,
I would do that too. I would do that too, low key.
yeah, it's definitely like, I was like, in the tagless clothes thing before it was, available. So I know that I was like just sort of, not your regular sort of outgoing kid. And I was kind of weird. So I got bullied a lot in school, and most of my friends were adults. So my mom would like take me to parties, and I'd be like, "This is better."
That sounds so familiar, honestly. Because when you talk about, most of your friends being adults, like I feel like that's a big that's the biggest red flag for being neurodivergent. Mine, I was that way as a kid. Most of
Yeah.
my friends were the adults that my parents were around.
Yeah.
That's who came to that's I was looking back at one of my yearbooks, just showing them to my daughter, and I was the kid that had the teachers signing my yearbooks. Like, not the
Hmm.
other kids. I had the teachers signing my yearbooks. It's like, it was great having you in English class. I'm like, thanks. Sasha's in the house from
Yeah.
California as well, and I am just Sa Sasha, I've told you, you need to fix up before you come on the show, okay?
I know. I just got out of
Literally.
work. I'm sorry.
I I cannot handle this level of dishevel.
I'm I'm super disheveled. I'm sorry, everybody.
Welcome to the show.
I'm
How far are
sorry.
you from Palm Springs?
Oh my God, I'm like forever in Palm Springs.
Yeah, I was gonna say y'all are neighbors, so
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, my in-laws live in La Quinta.
okay.
And yes, my in-laws live in La Quinta. I worked in La Quinta for like 2 years. So for me, that's like a 90-minute commute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're like 90 minutes away from each other. I was literally just there this past weekend, and I will be there again this weekend. I am like forever in Palm Desert, like La Quinta, Indio. I'm like forever there.
Just get a place here then.
Oh no, you
No,
haven't seen
I'm
her place where she lives. That place is baller.
not. Are you familiar with Imperial County? Like
Mm,
El Centro, Brawley, Calexico.
yeah, I know El
Okay,
Centro.
I'm in El Centro.
Oh, okay. We go through CBX when we go to Baja. I have a house in Baja, so
Oh,
I
okay,
always,
yeah,
yeah, like so sometimes I'll stay in like a hotel near El Centro or in El Centro like overnight before I go through CBX.
yeah. And then I used to live in Calexico, right, which is like right on the border of
Yeah.
Mexicali. So that's where I was born and raised in Calexico, and now I live in El Centro. But yeah, I am literally forever in that area because of my in-laws and my nieces and nephews.
Nice.
hmm And you know what? And it was so funny because I didn't know like where you were, but I was watching one of your videos and I was like, that looks like Palm Springs. But I wasn't gonna be all like creeper in your comments and be like, is that Palm Springs?
We're in Palm Desert. And yeah, but I don't like usually like on my TikToks and stuff. I'm pretty vague about it, but people obviously know that I live out here because this is a
Yeah.
small town.
hmm
All my
Yeah.
neighbors know
The
that
world's
I live in this house. Like all my neighbors know because like right after I moved in, I did some, I don't know, some Good Morning America. Somebody came to my house and interviewed me for some TV thing. And all my neighbors were like, that's Robert's tile work. Like they all recognized my tile guy's work. And so it got around the neighborhood that I was living here. And that was like day one. And my parents,
Yeah.
like, my parents have lived here like 12 years now. So um, I feel like my mom's like the mayor of Palm
Yeah.
Springs.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's like, yeah, that's like next door for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
hmm
The place that I sing at is across the street from where my grandmother's statue is. And she's literally
Oh,
like
okay.
sitting on the statue of her is like sitting on this bench and like looking towards the place where I was like carrying my equipment in the other day and was like, oh, she's like looking at me. That's
Oh,
funny. Like,
Yeah,
I was thinking, they're looking at me.
that's cute.
And so
Oh,
like I just feel like there's a lot of that out here. There's a lot of like family stuff for me because my grandparents both lived here. Then my step grandfather lived here after my grandmother was gone. And so I would visit here a lot when I was a kid. So my mom lived here as a
hmm
kid. I'd visited a lot as a kid. And now
yeah.
we get to live here. And my son loves it here. He loves
I
it.
love it there. I absolutely, I feel like that area is like the best. Like that
It's
whole
magical.
it really is. It's like it has all of the things of a big city, right? Like culture,
Yeah.
restaurants,
Yeah.
um,
Great
bars,
food. We have
clubs,
like 3 Michelin star
food.
restaurants now.
Yes, yes, like amazing food, culture, like museums, right? Like all of
Yes.
the most amazing things about like
Yes.
a big city, but it doesn't take you 11 hours to get anywhere.
It's the gays. The gays did it.
The
Thank you.
gays,
It's
yeah.
Yeah.
true.
Oh yeah,
It's
they did
true.
it. And have you been to the new Caliente Cultural Center Museum?
Yes.
It is so impressive. It is
Yes.
like a mini Museum of Natural History in New York. It's like state of
Yes.
the art.
Mm-hmm.
It totally teaches you about this incredible band of human beings who walked barefoot up this mountain to be like, we
Yes.
think maybe there's something on the other side of this mountain. Let's
Yeah.
check. So they got this ridiculously high mountain and where the tram goes to the top, that one
hmm
in bare feet and got to the top and we're like, oh, an entire valley. We will stay
Yeah.
here. And
Yeah, it's
I
quite
feel like this
amazing.
place is sort of mystically protected. It's just kind of a
Yes.
cool place to live.
It is. It's very spiritual. There's a lot of energy there.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
I love it. I like I said, like I had family that lived there, so I was there like almost every summer with my Aunt Lily at her house. And then later on when I got married, my husband's in-laws and like my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, like everybody lives there. And then one of my best friends lives there. So I just like I'm always there, for some reason or
Yeah.
another.
I recommend everyone take a vacation to Palm Springs at some point. There's really affordable
Resorts,
places to stay.
amazing
And
resorts.
it's like a
Hmm
little bubble. Like the outside world does not bother us here. I have to find
Yeah,
out what's going on out there.
it's true. It's
I'm
true.
I'm not going unless Sasha cooks for me.
I
Period.
will.
If Sasha cooks, I'm coming too.
Yeah.
Sign me
As
up.
long
I
as I can use
will.
Sasha's pool.
I mean, Alicia's like always invited.
Listen, we're starting the lesier right here between the two of you. All right, so Alicia, what would you like to contribute to this conversation before you all just start making out?
Oh my God. What an introduction. Well,
Oh my
shit.
God.
From New York to Cali. I'm just saying, that's quite a connection.
I mean,
Are you
it's
in New York,
distance. It
Alicia?
makes the heart growth wander. Yes. Long
Where?
Island.
Hi, what up, Li?
Yay, yay.
Hey, hey.
Little taste of
Yes.
home for you.
Yeah, yeah. I was born in Manhattan, but I was raised in Westchester, just outside of the Bronx.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love it. What is your best part about New York City? Like your favorite part?
Oh, access to everything with your feet.
Mm,
Yeah.
The ability to walk out my door and do whatever I want any day. The way that the city like takes you places sometimes. Like some of those weekends in my 20s, those summer events of like just wandering the city with my friends and ending up at the craziest places, and like the amount of things you can experience in New York in one night is just like not like anywhere else in the world. And I didn't realize how lucky I was growing up there, that so many people would just like dream to be there one time.
Right.
I was like all like spoiled on it, you know, and I took me a little bit to be like, oh, wait, people like dream of coming here? Dang, I'm lucky.
Subways open up
Absolutely.
a world to you, I feel like
Oh
any
yeah.
any city that has
They
a
do.
robust subway system.
Yeah, and open 24 hours. Like it doesn't shut down,
Yeah.
which is why it's so dirty. You know, other train systems, they shut them down at some point and clean them. New York doesn't. They keep them running all night. And so you can get anywhere anytime. It's
Yeah.
awesome. And if
But
this
I
train
mean,
shut down, you hoof it. You still get there.
right. There's always other options. The other thing too is that like the subways are always an experience. Like you can't hesitate. That door opens, you better move.
Yeah, like
right.
I'm not ready to take
It's an
my kid there yet
experience.
because I'm too afraid of like the speed at which the subway exchanges happen that I'm like,
Right.
My kid's too young for me to trust that he's not going to get on a train and like hop on and I'm going to miss it and then he's going to be at another stop in New York and he's never been to New York, so he's not going to. I was like, "No, I'll wait a year." Because those
Yeah.
subways are no joke.
It's really not. Hermie grew up in Wuhan, China, and we used the subways there to get around, and it was always my biggest fear that she was going to step on that door was going to close, and I'm going to be like, "Fuck!" She's like 3 stops away and doesn't know how to call me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
but
Yep.
it is so like that's one reason I would love to live in NYC, which I've never had the chance to do so, but just to be able to go there and sort of just be able to take a train to Central Park or take a train to the store or whatever. It's freedom. Not having a car is fucking freedom.
Yeah.
It's restricting anywhere else in the country, but I feel like in cities like New York, it's not even a problem.
No, having a
Yeah.
car is a burden and a cost.
Right.
Right.
For the parking fees.
Parking is the same as rent in New York. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, you don't you don't have a car unless you have to. You rent a car to get out of the city. Um, and yeah, it's just like and Broadway, you know,
Yeah.
Mm.
the old
Broadway.
Broadway.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing like it. And I got a friend who's in ragtime right now and I'm missing it and it keeps getting extended and I'm like, can I maybe? Now I'm like, it's been extended till August. I'm like, watch me sweating my tits off in New York in August just to see ragtime. I might.
I
I
mean,
might.
is it worth
It's
it?
air
It's got to be
conditioned.
worth it.
It would
Yeah,
be
it's air
worth it.
conditioned in the theater. You'll be fine.
Ooh.
I'll meet you there.
Ooh, did you get inspired by Hermes' mask? Ooh,
Uh-oh,
Who?
JD's
are
got
we doing some
Who?
inspired and wants
cosplay?
to add this to his wish list.
Wait, who?
Nice.
My bird, my baby bird.
Ooh, love that. Wait,
Awesome.
like who? Like your bird was inspired by my mask or whatnot? Like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Look at you
love
being
that.
art.
I made this like it took like maybe a week to get it fully together because I'm doing a cosplay of Gangle from the Amazing Digital Circus with Ev, who's cosplaying as Jax as well because we're going to see the last episode in theaters when it comes out. So
So
It's
can
this is
you
part
see
of
already,
it.
through the screens?
Huh?
Can you
Yep,
see
I
through?
can.
That's awesome. JD, I could make you that. I could craft you that.
yeah, that's a black mesh. She's been working on that for a while.
Yeah.
She
That's
I
saw,
worked
great.
it took me like maybe a few hours, like maybe 8 hours to poke the little holes in the thing because they already had holes, okay? But like I painted over it and the paint was too thick on it, so I had to like poke every single little tiny hole. So
seeing
that
this
took me a
JD
child.
couple
was just
hours.
telling me how impressed he was that he was trying, he knows that show, and he was trying to look it up and he couldn't find it. And I was like, yeah, she made it. He's like, what?
It's not often you find this daughter of mine without some sort of cosplay on.
You have
I
impressed
mean,
the
yes.
six,
Yes.
almost 7-year-old.
Yes. Yeah.
That
Yes.
was your goal when you came on, wasn't it?
I mean,
Yeah.
just to like impress people in general, but
We have the
I had
showmanship
to re
gene.
I had to re-glue the tears on because they one of them fell off. So I had to like glue them more securely so they wouldn't do that again.
I had to, you grew up in show business, Kate. This one here, she had I was an actor, and so she had the bug for it too. And then when I got an offer for a part in a short movie with that, she got cast alongside because I needed a daughter, and so she got cast and paid for it. I would never have known she'd not acted before. She's just sort of got that talent. And then most kids, like I've seen that had to be dragged along to commercial shoots and plied with candies and stuff like that. She's like, no, I'm gonna get made up. Okay, cool. We're good. Let's do
Hmm.
it.
Like I was just that eager to act. And even now I would still be
Yeah, she's living a normal life
like
now, so
like
so
and
to
also
so, so to speak
people
normal.
like when I tell people I like was born in China and did like commercial slash mini movies and stuff, they're just like,
What?
that's crazy.
That's
It
impressive.
doesn't it
Is what
doesn't
it-
happen in small town Ohio is what
Yeah.
doesn't happen there.
JD was telling me last night that he would like to live in Tokyo. He was like, why don't we just live
Ooh,
in Tokyo? I was like, great
I
question.
wanna
Yeah,
move
Alia's coming.
I
Mm,
want to move back to China. I want to move back to China. That's one thing. I want to move back to China and bring my best friend Ev with me.
I support that.
That's our plan. That's literally our plan for the
Cause,
future. It's just
cause that means me and
like
Sam can come along too, right?
yes.
Okay,
And
cool.
then like that was our plan for the future. We like originally it was just like, okay, we're gonna like have a house and then we're gonna like move in together and stuff. Now we're getting our bachelor's degree so we can have a work visa in China and then also moving together in China. So
We love
Sim,
plans.
Sim, you've been awfully quiet down there, and I know you've been following Kate for a hot minute here, um, because you're always engaged in her lives and everything. What did you want to contribute tonight?
I find it fascinating. I think I see so many people that that have family that are in the spotlight, or and things like that, and it goes to their head in a lot of ways, or they come off a certain way. And
Hmm.
one of the things I really it enjoy about having the opportunity to started to get to know Kate a little bit is that you instantly have this welcoming energy, um, that just is so down to earth and so just open to people, and that's so rare. I think just with anybody, much less people that are kind of you know growing up in that public eye kind of situation, where that, people probably, lots of them want something from you or expect certain things from you and things like that. And I think that that can make a lot of people jaded, but you don't seem to let that stop you from welcoming that authenticity in your life. And I just, and being up on your lives and stuff when you've had them, it it's it's so great because it's like you're so to see that side of you and then immediately switch to like when you get the trolls that come in, and things like that. It's like I get whiplash because I'm like, she's so sweet. She's so, oh yeah, that's right. She can stand up for herself when those little assholes come in, man. She's okay. And it's just it's so nice to see you balance that so well. I don't
Thank
know.
you.
I just enjoy getting to know you. It's been, and we've had the opportunity to chat a little bit, via text and stuff. And I just, I hope, that continues because I think I'm already just learning so much about you.
Y'all,
Thank you.
I'm probably gonna have to go. I need to do some.
All right. I'll
Bye,
talk to you
Hermie.
later, kiddo. Bye, Hermie.
Bye,
Thanks for
But I
joining
Hermie.
don't
us.
really have any.
Bye.
I don't really have any questions, just because
Bye. Oh, hold up.
you know. I don't know.
How do I leave?
Got to figure out how to leave here. There you go.
Well, I really appreciate that, and I think that's what gave me the courage to keep smack talking MAGA was that I did go through a period. I got really triggered around. Okay, I'm gonna back up a little bit. When Trump got elected, I was one of I was the only person that I knew who was not surprised, who was angry that nobody listened to me. I was not at all shocked. I was just enraged. And I was like, you all did this. I hate everyone. And then I kind of like checked out. Like, I can't, I worked too hard. I logged 300 hours for Obama. You can all go fuck yourselves. And I was like, I just can't do this anymore, you know? And I really got angry. And then BLM triggered me into another level of rage where I started to turn on my family and friends of like, if you're not doing something about this, I can't even exist with you. This was all around the time that I was experiencing this very oppressive relationship I was in and trying to get diagnosed for autism. And so once I got the diagnosis, there was like a big shit hit the fan. I got ripped away from the relationship. I had to go settle my brain in rehab. And after I got out of fight or flight, I sort of found this calm in my body and this confidence in my friends that had been there for me through this incredibly difficult experience I was going through. And I knew that my friends loved me, like truly, honestly loved me for me. Did you find that in the mini fridge? And it gave me this confidence to talk smack because I knew that if they were like, you're such an angry, horrible person, I was like, yeah, that just couldn't be further from the truth. So I was like, yeah, I don't know. It sparked something in me. So I love that this community has been able to see that and I've been able to like sort of show both sides of myself and be like, oh yeah, no, see, this is what you get if you're a good human being. This is the Kate you get.
Well,
But if
and I
you're
want
not,
to.
yeah, I have a person that I pull out for you. Her name's Veronica.
And I want to piggyback on that too, because I think that, and I know Hillary and I have talked about this too, is that, I think people have a tendency to confuse directness with being rude. And so
Mhm.
many people that I see, especially that have the tism, they
Mhm.
don't have that filter,
Oh
right?
yeah.
So it's like what you see goes in your head and out your mouth, and there you go, and it's not meant to purposely be rude, but if the shoe fits, then, hey, well, what
It
bonus,
Yeah.
tends
but
to be very factual, very just like,
right, very cut and dry, right?
yeah.
We're like,
What?
this is how it is.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Sorry, but
I
that is how it
loved
is.
that when the community started filtering out all the haters at first, that the back and forth in the comments was like, I don't think she's angry. I think she's matching energy. And
Exactly.
I was like, yeah, they see me. I was like, oh yeah,
Exactly.
no, I'm just matching your troll.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
and that's why I eventually
we
made that
mirror.
video.
We are
Like,
mirrors.
if you're mean to me,
Hmm.
I'm gonna figure out your kind of mean, and I'm gonna be better at it than you are, and you're
Right.
really not gonna like that part.
No.
That's when you're gonna start calling me names.
Hmm.
And that's what happens with me is that people are like, oh my God, wow, you're really crazy. I'm like, oh no, it's just because now I see you and I
Right.
want you to stay far away from me forever. So I want you to see my crazy so you don't come within my aura ever again.
And you sort of
Yeah.
live in the shadow of that 50s TV stuff too, because there are people out here, because like I Love Lucy has never left the air, it's
Right.
still people are very attached to it. It's a different layer of parasocial relationship where they feel like they knew your
Yeah.
grandparents.
Especially now because they're gone and they've turned into icons.
Right. And so when you come out of this clean cut, leave it to Beaver
Yeah.
sort of
Mentality, that
mold.
picture. Yeah.
Right. They watched your grandparents on Nick at Night and they expect you to be the nice little housewife, which
Yeah.
honestly, if they paid attention to the goddamn show, they'd
She
know
was
better.
so, yeah, right? What?
Right? Like
She was
literally it
quite a
just comes.
sassafras, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And yeah, and I think I also think that's, people have been saying that to me for years, long before TikTok was a thing. If I posted something on social media, some person that I was adjacently connected to would message me directly and say, "Your grandmother would never say that." And I was like, "Yeah, maybe not." But both her and my grandfather had to make a baby, and then both my mom and my dad had to make a baby, you see, and then he's from two people, and so I'm all of those people. Okay. And like,
Right.
they're not like her at all. But even if you took away all those people and you just remembered that my grandfather existed, he was the son of the mayor. His
Hmm.
best friend was the president of Mexico. All he talked about all the time was how amazing democracy was and how sad he was that Cuba had fallen to communism. Oh, no.
Hmm.
It's like people just are, they just, I don't know. It's like that parasocial thing, they feel this entitlement to tell me how I should be behaving. And I've been hearing that my whole life.
You just don't fit the Nick at Night mold. Okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's why I fucking love you. Honestly, because that's played out. That's done, and you are who you are. You're not your grandparents. You're not. You are the sum total of all of these strands of DNA that you talked about, but on top of that, you're also your own lived
Everything
experience.
I've been through, my own lived
Right.
experiences. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hillary, you wanted to add something there?
Yeah. I believe that like they might not have said what you're saying back in the day, but who knows? What if they were put in this time frame? Like, so
100.
people need to like open up and realize like if their
Yeah.
entire being was dropped right now to be
Yeah.
seeing what was going on right now, like what you just said, like they were like against
Yeah.
the fall of like democracy and everything. So you never know. They could be very vocal right now and being like F
Yeah.
MAGA and being like all on your side. They'd be like, nope, my
My
granddaughter's
grandfather would
right.
have been
They could be, you never
anti-ICE.
know. You can't
Desi
Hmm.
would have
pin
been very
comfort.
anti-ICE.
Yeah,
ICE is not democratic at all. ICE is very much what they did to Cuba to oust him and kick
right,
him out of his house.
right, exactly.
So, yeah.
So, but you never
And
know. Like,
It's 6 o'clock.
ugh,
The time,
you've got
lady.
Lucy standing up in front of the McCarthy probe there and basically in her own way giving the middle finger to Joseph McCarthy. Like why would anybody think that she would be pro MAGA? I just don't see it,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
mean, like just the fact that like if you know the history, like she was said to be a communist because she signed this piece of paper because her grandfather told her to when she was younger. And then later on, they were like, "Look, you signed it." And she was like, "Yeah, sure, I did, but no, it's never been a secret that my grandfather was for the working man. That's never been a secret. He was a unionizer and a working man's ally, his entire life and career. And, used to hold like, unofficial unionizing meetings at her house in Los Angeles on Ogden. And so, like, yeah, I think it's like, I love the community now because I don't have to do any of that. I have all these other people now saying, like, oh, Like I see a bad comment and then I go to it and there's already a reply of somebody like, tell me that you've only watched the episodes and don't know anything about these two human beings. And I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
that's so great. Somebody already did it for me.
Sim, you have had your hand up. What's up?
Oh yeah, but I want to make sure everybody else gets their questions in first because I realized I did have a question, but I want everyone else to.
Well, then I divert over to Mary, who has been sitting there very pensively, and I know she's got something. So, what's up, Mary?
I love your shirt so much, Mary. I want
Thank
it.
you. It was $2. I went to a store with Sheila and got it. I mean, for $2, how can you not? And it still had tags on it. I also have a Disney Villains one that glows in the dark that I got at the same time. I'm an adult, not a grown up. So anyway, I'm not pensive. I'm just going through things because that's what I do. I go down these rabbit holes. So of course I'm sitting here doing that. But so my question is, you've lived in different worlds. You do the singing. You've performed your own one-woman show that you wrote. You recruited for companies like Amazon and Snapchat. So which one of those feels most home for you, or is it completely something different? And I have a feeling you won't be defending corporate America.
Um, yeah, that's always been just show me after, honey. That's always been just like a way to pay the bills, corporate America. But my heart is in the theater. And if I could make money doing musicals, if I could make a living doing musicals, I would. But I could never learn the choreography fast enough to get into the chorus when I was younger. And then I left the industry before, the time came for me to start being the leading lady. Um and it's the
You
thing
mean you
that
weren't too old
if I could
already?
just
Was it because you were too old?
I was too old at like
In your 20s?
22. Yeah,
Sorry.
I was. And yeah, and I feel like if I could snap my fingers and be different, I would be like doing musicals. I would literally be like in a musical 8 shows a week.
My daughter and I are obsessed with musicals, so I love that so much.
I think for me as an actor, the theater or a film set is where I find my moment of zen. Like it is where, and I may be on the 18th hour of the shoot. It may be well on into the morning. Everybody's sleeping in their chairs, but that's where I find the most comfort, is on a set where we're creating something. And I really fucking miss acting. But I feel like I'm acting every day though when I'm on the phones talking to people, customers. I feel like I'm acting because I'm like definitely pretending like I give a fuck about what's wrong with your iPhone or what's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, why you got this letter from the place that takes
Good
your
customer
taxes?
service is definitely acting. The
Yeah.
the sad difference is that the reason why we get on stage is because at the end of it, people go, "Yay!" And we
Right.
get to go, "Oh, thank God they like me." And that's why we do it. We do it for the applause. So if you don't get the applause, it's really thankless work. And it is acting. It is. It's acting every day in my job with candidates and hiring managers and whatever I have to do in corporate America to survive. It's all acting. It's all when I first switched into corporate America from the theater world, I got a lot of HR messages about, too much hugging, you're too open with your feelings. And I'd be like, oh, okay.
You never. I can't
I
imagine.
mean, I went to a conservatory. Like we're like naked, half naked backstage together, like your schoolmates, getting ready for shows. So it's like it's a very different level of comfort, theater people,
It
you know?
is. It really is.
Yeah, it just is. And those are the people that raised me. So, when you talk about like I think it was Sim that was saying like, you know, all of the people and everything like that. Like my parents were so amazing in like introducing me to so many different kinds of human beings when I was growing up and being so both my parents were just they're so worldly in their there's no if you have a label that you want, they will use it. But for them, it's are you kind? Are you a good person? Like, so growing up, there was people of every color, every race, every gender, sexual type, uh, the way people dressed. There was no like people had to be a certain way when I was growing up. So I think that that really like um, it helped me when I was going out into the world kind of like see people that way as just like, you know, sometimes because when you grow up in show business, it's like the best people I know are not the famous ones. Like the best people I know are not people you've never heard of.
I think when I was doing the acting, the people I like to make the friends with most were the not the directors or the co-stars, but I like to make friends with the ADs and the grips and everybody that was on the stage that was real, but also who also worked on other productions so they could get me plugged into other things. I'm just curious though, what being in the theater, what was your favorite role that you played in the theater?
Oh, I played Desdemona. I played Hippolyta Titania in Midsummer Night's Dream, my senior year of college, which seems not serious, but it's the most serious work I ever did was that role because it's two roles and one is extremely, extreme fantastical fairyland and the other is full on Shakespeare and with the cuff up to your neck like this and the costume changes were 30 seconds and the work, the language was the most difficult. Some of those monologues, having to do them in one breath was like some of the hardest stuff I've ever had to do as an actor. So like I remember just being in the best shape of my life for that show. I was like going to the gym all the time and like making sure I was healthy and eating right. And I was showing up at the theater like an hour early every night to like study my scansion and make sure I was right. And I just loved playing that part. I was so proud of myself for that role. And then my second semester, I got to play the drunk lady in On the Town. So I was like, oh, so relaxing after playing Titania and Hippolyta. Um, so yeah, I think the Fairy Queen in A Midsummer Night's Dream is my favorite role that I've ever played. But I was up for Kate Monster in Avenue Q, which as an adult was my like dream role. And and then they made the tour non-equity and I could no longer play the role. So because I was in the union. So I went back to my catering job.
Just being on Avenue Q would be a dream job, though. I
That
love
was Kate
that
Monster, I
performance.
think, is like the one that I would like to still play. Belle was a dream role for me. Violet, if you've ever heard of the show Violet. Uh,
Well, I
yeah.
mean, I love
Audrey
that.
in Little Shop. I'd love to play Audrey in Little Shop.
I got to play Huckleberry Finn in Big River and Elvis Presley in American Bandstand, but I think my finest work was pretending to be a man for 40 years. God, that show ran long. I, oof, that was hard.
Ugh, that was good.
The
And
acting in
you didn't
that.
even get paid for that.
I didn't know. I just got shit for it. That's
Thankless, really.
really. But everybody asks, "Can you act?" And that's what I always tell them. I'm like, I did it for 40 years. Like, I pretended to be a man. Oh yeah, you've been sitting over there so quiet, and you should not
So
be.
patient.
Yeah.
I'm just absorbing and listening, and I've been trying to formulate the right question. And it's because I like to listen to what my sisters have to say, if I don't go first. Um, which Sheila has a habit of making me just go really early, and I'm like, crap, I wanted to have a more thoughtful question. But I think my question is, I hope it's not too invasive, and if it is, then just say it's not. But I wanted to know, considering you basically hand MAGA their balls or ass or both on a tray as often as you possibly can. Um, I want to know if there's like a family like ethos or myth or something that you bring with you that like really gave you the drive to be like match energy that way, or is that, do you think that's like
Mm.
only part of the autism thing, or do you think it's like a happy cocktail of everything?
It's a fascinating question. Thank you. I love that question. I think it's because I'm the youngest of five, and the other four are brothers. And my brothers were the youngest of the four who were growing up at the same time in my house, um, were a challenge to grow up with. And I think that it gave me a sort of spicy spirit. But also, my mom, I mean, she just doesn't take shit from anybody really. And she does it in such a like classy way all the time. Like I used to think that my mom was like, um, I don't know, like too too nice to everybody. But now that I've been working in the business end of things with her, and I see what she has to deal with people trying to put stuff out there, put my grandparents' faces on things all the time. The way that she deals with some of these people and the things that they ask and the money that they offer is so insulting sometimes. And the way that she handles it is always with so much grace and class, but also like, oh, no. And she thinks about it in a really like I don't know, my mom, she just she she's not somebody who has ever been like, she has this bit she always does in her shows where she hates songs like I can't live if living is without you. She's like, yes, I
Oh.
can. Shut up. And she's always had that energy. And so I think I get it. I think she gets that from my grandmother, and I think I get that from her. And I think that that translated into I wanted to be the first woman president when I was a little girl. And then I changed my
I would
mind.
vote.
I would not run now, but I changed my mind when the Starr report came out against Bill Clinton. I was like, oh, people already go after my family. I don't want that. I don't want a whole newspaper of stuff about my family. That would be awful. I don't want that life. So I just changed my mind. I was like, I'm not going into politics. Maybe I can make a difference if I'm famous instead. So I thought maybe I'll go into acting and then people might listen to me. And then I hated the business and I was like, sorry, world, I can't help. Some money for myself. But that political side of me really never went away. And when I was in high school, I was very active. When I was in college, you know, I used to tape flyers to I would type up, like, did you know that George Bush just did this? And I would tape them on the walls around the conservatory, and people would be like, there goes Kate again. And I'd be like, are you eating McDonald's? Do you know what they do to the environment? Oh, there goes Kate again. I was always like yelling at somebody about political stuff. And then Obama started running, and I was like, I can really help. I was old enough. I cared. I had canvassed a lot for Kerry, so I was already like well practiced. And being a part of Obama's campaign centers and like making those calls for him and really talking about all that hopey, changey shit and seeing the way that the first birther movement of MAGA just brought racism right back to the front of the stage. It was after the way I'd been raised and feeling like, anybody can get along with anyone. I don't know, it triggered this fire in me to like not go after Trump because he's going to do what he's going to do, but instead go after the people who think it's okay to go along with this. Like the Schnazi supporters are who I'm going after instead of Schindler.
Mhm.
We're on YouTube now. You don't have to say those words.
I know, I talk in TikTok now. I talk TikTok in real life because I'm so scared all the time.
I do that at work. The other day, I literally said unalived and pew pew at work at Gillette Stadium, and my freaking coworkers looked at me like, "Are you okay, girl?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm on TikTok too much." And they're like, "Okay."
I'm pretty sure I said schmurdered to one of my friends on the phone.
Mhm.
I love it.
I I I
So I
I
think I
love the
think
bag.
to come around the long way on your question, because it was a very thoughtful question. Um, my mom did not like that I would go after Mago like that. She was like, it's dangerous. You're making yourself a mark. They're gonna shoot you. And I was like, I don't fucking care. I don't know why, Mom. I can't explain it, but it brings me joy. I do not post anything that doesn't make me laugh. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep making myself laugh and see if anybody else, finds joy from it. And I thought I was just gonna have this teeny tiny little community. And I was like, she's right. She's right. Maybe there's only like 6 people who are this angry and who want to hear this. And then all of a sudden, all these people found me and were like, no, 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 we all want to hear it too. And so it's been just so validating and encouraging that there's people who are, as upset as I am about what's going on right now and really just want somebody to hand MAGA their asses on a plate.
Well, you
Because those
come.
are the people that are going to try to, because Donald Trump is going to be Donald Trump forever. But those are the motherfuckers who are going to try to walk back into society. And I want fucking tags on all their necks. That's what I want. I want to know who you were. I want all the Nazis to be rounded up. So I'm just so tired of it. I'm so tired of people being like, your side, this side, that side. We're all praying to the same sky.
Mhm.
People are born the way they're born. Mind your own business. Shut up.
Period.
Period.
Hmm. And I do love the fact that, like for myself, I came to you because the TikTok algorithm was doing its algorithm thing. And I came to you for that reason. I'm hearing, this is Lucille Ball's granddaughter, but that was just the intro. And so I'm like, huh, here's that interesting fact about that person. But let me look at that person and see. And so let me go back, and I saw your first couple of videos were like basically fuck Trump, fuck ICE, fuck MAGA, trans women or women, just like that kind of thing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm on board. I
Yeah.
am 100% sold on this woman. And it just like I feel like there are a lot of people out there who never get past that initial "Ooh, I love Lucy," but just getting to know you as who you are and then that very quickly turning into a friendship, off the app, which I have appreciated tremendously. Like you and I have had some discussions about the bullshit in our life that have just been therapeutic, dare I
Mhm.
say?
Yeah.
We've talked about things, we've talked about jobs, we've talked about all of this stuff. And it's like
Mhm.
getting to know the realness behind the people. It was where you're no longer Lucy Arnaz's daughter. You're you're Kate motherfucking Luckinbill, and you're badass, even though you don't feel like a badass a lot of times. So now I know I know where you're at there. I know you don't feel it, but you want to make everybody else feel that in their life. So let us give you a little bit of that right now. And
Thank
by
you.
the way, as somebody who has stood 6 feet away from the Blood Tribe, a band of Nazis protesting outside a queer event in Toledo, fucking Ohio.
Oof.
If we're gonna, if I can do that, if I can stand 6 feet away from the Hammer and the Blood Tribe, as they're trying to end our freedom and possibly our lives, if we can do that, if I can do that in person, everybody can do that in their virtual lives. I think that's not a problem. We need
Isn't
to
it
make
wild for people to be so concerned about other people's personal
it
lives?
is. I'm not hurting anybody.
I feel like that's really the message that we need to start being like, you guys are weird.
Great. Like
Like,
biz
it's
weird,
weird that
weird.
you care about this. It's really weird that you care about this. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with you, actually. Like, it doesn't.
Like honestly, I don't like
Like, it
if
literally
if
drives me in the cuckoo to the cuckoo bird bin.
if I go and install a trapeze and a stripper pole and some sort of cannon and net for stuff that I do in my own room with consenting people, fuck do you care? Like I'll sell you a ticket to the show if you want. Like, but yeah, fuck do you care? Sim, you have had your hand up in the air for about a whole half hour now. What is the question you wanted to ask?
You're
You're
muted.
muted. You're muted, darling.
Wouldn't be a show without it.
Shut
Nope.
up. So it's funny you talked about A Midsummer Night's Dream, and that piqued my interest because I was a big thespian in high school, and we did that one year. I wasn't a part of it, but I loved the show. I was enthralled with it. And so when you said you played the fairy, so will you do something with me here? Don't
Okay.
make, don't make me do it by myself.
Okay.
If you remember it, do you remember?
Do I remember Midsummer Night's Dream?
Do you remember any of your lines?
No.
Ah,
It was 20 years ago.
yeah. See, I didn't know
Apparently,
how much of
Sim
it stuck with
remembers
you.
them.
But if I pulled out I have, the play. If I pulled it out, I'm sure the monologue would come right back to me. But no, I haven't looked at the text in a really long, long, long time.
It's funny how some stuff sticks with you. Like stuff that I did in high school 30 years ago, some of it sticks, and sometimes I've completely forgotten. But it's funny how things kind of
That's
simmer in
amazing.
the brain for a little while.
It's funny though. I mean, actors talk about this that like if Midsummer was the last show I had done, maybe I would remember. But like it's like every time you do a show, the next show you do, it
Yeah,
boots the last show out, and then
That's
yeah,
true.
that
but
makes
if I
sense.
were to go back and look at the script, then it would just like it would be
Yeah,
there, So it's such a
yeah,
funny thing when you memorize scripts and blocking and parts and stuff because
true,
it'll go
true,
out as fast as it came in
true.
to make space for a new show or a new song. And right now I'm performing an hour of song uh every month at a piano bar here in Palm Springs. And so learning that show of an hour of just me straight has
Keeps your
been,
brain full.
my brain is like fully utilized for that show right now. So I'm like, you know, you want a random lyric from scenes from an Italian restaurant? I could do that for you, but Midsummer is long gone. But I will say that I'm in my craft space here, and ignore this, but if you see this right here is a rendering on the wall. Let me get closer. Um, there was a gentleman who was the set designer at University of Miami. His name was Kenneth Kurtz, and he had worked there for many, many years. And everybody was like, he's the hardest. He's the hardest professor. Everybody fails. He hates everybody. He's a total grump. And I met him, and he was like, your father saved my life with his role in Boys in the Band. I was married and I came out, and I've been married to a man for like 40 years, and I live a happy life now. And we were best friends. And when I became Titania, I don't know, my computer screen is, I don't know if you guys can see this,
Hmm.
but I'm, that's me as Titania Hippolyta,
Oh, wow.
and that's Bottom.
That
That's
is so
my
cool.
Bottom. And this was the set that Ken Kurtz had designed because he was so excited that I was playing that part.
That is so
He
cool.
literally drew and built this set for me. And like when he revealed it at the set, like at the cast thing, he was like, he like made a monologue. He did like a monologue about me.
That's so
And he was
sweet.
like, this is for the Miss Luckinbill. And then at my senior graduation, he was like, I don't know if any of you know, but Miss Luckinbill is like the one. And he signed it for me at my senior graduation and gave me that rendering.
That is so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So, don't remember any of my lines, but now that you said that, I will be getting out the book tonight and looking at it because that's what my brain does.
I love the passion with which you have for the theater. I know uh you've had a lot going on over the past few years, and things have been rough for you. I really hope that this resurgence and getting to know more people and getting to interact with more people, I hope that gives you the strength and courage to maybe pursue a few more of these things. I really hope that happens. As you have such a rich history. You know, it's crazy history, perhaps. It's a history most of us probably don't understand, but I feel like there's a lot of stories that could be told there, and you can write. So I want a book. That's what I'm trying to say. Someday. Have you ever thought
Yeah.
about it?
I have thought about it for a long time. I think it's probably time to do one because there's so much that's happened already, and I'm 41 now, so it's like maybe, up till now what I've been through.
Part
Because,
one.
it's funny because, people end up talking to me about, show business or my grandparents or stuff like that, but um growing up, I experienced a lot of different kinds of traumas.
It's 6:30.
And I've had to navigate the world as a person who's experienced some really crazy stuff. Everything
Mhm.
from SA to 9/11.
Mhm.
And so it's like,
And you and I were both married to the same person, apparently.
yes, there's
You
that.
know,
And then there's like
yeah.
all my crazy experiences in show business. Like I had agents that skipped the country with like all of their clients' money. And like by skip the country, I mean we went to the office and they unplugged the phones from the wall. Like it was boiler room style, like they were gone. We never saw that money. So like I went through stuff in show business that my agents and managers would be like, Kate, you've been through things of myth that people say happen in show business, but you've been through them all. Theaters closing right underneath me. actors equity, designing new rules for actors based in plays that I was in on Broadway. I mean, it's like the universe was telling me, run, run far away. And so I did. And now I think, I've come into my own and I'm ready to do it just for the fun of it. Right, Shuby?
That's the way to do it. Oh
What do
yeah,
you think?
you've got your hand up. We'll get to you, and then we'll get to our final thoughts for tonight. What's up, Alia? Mute, please.
Muty,
Unmute.
muty.
Haha.
We're gonna be making fun of them for this later
Wouldn't be
on
a show.
tonight.
Wouldn't be a show
Yeah.
without it.
Wouldn't be a show without it.
Listen,
I
twin, you don't have to do everything that I do.
Everything down.
listen, twin. If it's not me, then it's somebody else, okay? But like it's got a name now, apparently. Thank you, Hillary. Thank you for naming that pulling an Alia because now
You're welcome. I love you.
uh now my brain is totally off track of what I was gonna say. Oh my goodness. I was like trying to hold it in. I'm listening to all this great information, like really interesting, good advice and things like that. And I'm like, hold on to your question, hold on to your question, hold on to your question.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
And then my brain said, "Oh, unmute." And it's like
And it's gone. Goes to
a
ADHD
cork
land.
just went into my brain. Let me see if I can pull it together. All right, I'm going to backtrack because you're talking about your professor really tied in with a thing that a thing that I was going to say, and I'm going to try and figure out where that went to because everything is like a chain link to something else that I think. Just I don't know, causal thinking, whatever. Um, but it's like whenever you think about just to give this context, I was a teacher for 20 years, and it got to the point in my health journey where I couldn't do both, and so I don't miss the whole thing as like the whole thing. There's definitely things that I will never ever look back at and say, you know what, I miss. But it's you talking about your professor and then that linking to when you have those kids as the teacher that you can't reach everybody. I think that's what it really relates to is like you can't reach everybody. And that's it. It's that you were kind of dismayed that you couldn't reach a really wide audience and you still ended up reaching an audience that really needed it. And that's what linked to my thought about the teacher, which you then said something about your professor and how as someone who's been in that side of things and then someone that was in your side of things and that whole idea about reaching the people who really need you. I think that that's really kind of the message that I'm getting from you tonight is like you might not be able to reach everybody and sometimes a lot of the time what's the point
Yeah.
in trying to reach people who just are never going to get it or they're going to make up something or something has already been made up real let's be real something's already been made up and they've gotten on their little and whoever the pipeline that sends down the here's what the story we're all going to say is like right now it's ballroom we need a ballroom we need a ballroom we need a ballroom
Yeah.
okay anyway I think that that's kind of like reinforcement for like how I always felt which is I can't reach all of these children but there are some here who need me
Yeah.
and I know you have your luck in charms, which shout out to your people. Hi, I hope you're listening. Um, and they need your sunshine. They need the part that you uniquely can provide. And it's just like listening to you, and I've listened to quite a few of your TikToks, and it's like I really I leave feeling either like equally mad or uplifted. And so I think that you are doing exactly what you should be doing.
I Thank you for that because I just feel like I'm finally getting that of like I'm not for everybody, and that's actually what's great about me. I'm not the candy coated thing that everybody can take. I'm the thing that some people really need, and I'm gonna talk to those people. And I feel like, yeah, I was really okay with it being just the tiniest group of people. And so whoever joins now is just such a it's just such a validation and such a blessing to me. I'm so grateful now. I feel such a responsibility, like in a good way, a positive responsibility to, I have a group of people now I can talk to and talk to about things and do stuff. And like when I'm in those lives, like the energy is like, let's fucking go. Like so I've been told my whole life that I should be doing this. Oh, God. Oh, there's 3 poops. I need to clean up poop.
Mm.
Yes, as soon as I'm
Story
done.
of everybody's life.
Single motherhood in
Oh,
a
kitten.
word.
It's having a kitten for you. Yeah, so I feel like I'm really comfortable in that place now, and I'm so happy to have this community to um be some type of I want a better word than leader, but an inspiration or something for a model for because it really makes my life better having that. Like on nights when I'm alone and I'm not with my son, I go on live and I have this whole community of people to talk to when my best friends in New York are asleep already. And so I have really recognized that this is like my little niche group, and I'm okay now not being for everybody. And I think, yeah, I think maybe the relationship that I was in, he really wanted somebody who was okay for everybody. And I was just never going to be that. And so, it used to really bug me that some people hated me. Some people loved me. I was like, you either love me or you hate me. I'm like sauerkraut. I don't know. And now I'm fully fine with it because what I've found is that the people who hate me usually are uh, distrustful people who are not honest in their lives and they don't like somebody who can call out honesty. That's what I found. The people who don't like me are usually fake and want to live in a lie forever. And so I'm okay with those people hating me. I have found that if it's MAGA that's hating me, then I'm probably doing something right. So thank
That
you for
part.
saying that because I'll keep doing it.
I mean, not to take my word as gospel, but like, you got it, honey.
You do. Literally.
Literally. Yeah.
Well,
Couldn't
There
and
be
not for
clearer
nothing,
to
but
them.
not for nothing, but it's not that they hate any of them hate you because they don't know you. They hate what they think that you stand for
Hmm.
and all of those things, and that's what makes them uncomfortable. And at which point it's like I heard a phrase, a quote a couple years ago. It's like, listen, if you have a problem with something that I've said or done, call me. If you don't know me well enough to have my number, then I don't care what you think. You know?
I
It's like, and that really was like, yeah, I mean, that's just it. If you don't have my cell, if you don't know me that
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
then
right.
anything that you feel
Yeah.
about anything I said or did
Yeah.
really doesn't
When
matter.
when you live
It's
in my world, the volume of people who come to you and have an opinion about what you should think or how you should be, or even just the amount of people that oh my God, JD Connor, you can make the video as soon as I am done. You cannot take this out of my office. Um, he's coming in with a claw. This is what happens when I do something for an hour. Can you imagine he's been this good for an hour and 41 minutes?
I know. I'm pretty
I know.
impressed,
But I love, see,
actually.
I have a couple
This-
of those in my house because they save me sometimes because I'm not a tall person. My tall person's in heaven. So, it's like I have a couple of those. So it's humorous to see
Yeah,
her walking around
yeah.
with that. It's so cute.
So, yeah, to your point, like, because there's such a high volume of people that have an opinion about what I say and do, and they've had that opinion for so long that it kind of gets to a point for me where like I feel like, okay, I've ignored nine, the 10th is a fuck you. I ignored another 10, the 11th is a fuck you. That's kind of how it's been. Um, more recently. Like I try not to care, but there's such a high volume of it that sometimes I'm just like, you know what? Somebody needs to tell you to shut up. You
Love
haven't
it.
been told to shut up recently enough.
I try to tell at least one cishet white male on Facebook every day, at least one, to shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Just like whatever it is he's talking about,
Hmm.
hey, you
Hmm.
shut the fuck up. And
Yeah.
they don't like that too much for some reason.
Yeah. I have to block myself from talking to my ex because I will too often tell him to shut the fuck up. And I have to go, no, that's not good for the baby bird.
It's time for the show
Must
for
be nice to X, must be nice. He is child's father, must be nice.
oh, I'm with you on that, girl. You know.
Can't
We are at
count,
the time
can't
at the
count,
point in our
cannot
show.
drown, cannot murder, no smurders.
We are at the point of our show where we are about to wrap things up and give our final thoughts for tonight. So, I mean, first of all, that is amazing right there, that rocket. What the hell? Why do you have all the cool toys over there, JD?
Because he has the cool mom.
Like
I got
that
this
Yeah.
part.
from school.
True
That
story.
part.
I literally got this from school.
But I picked it out on the website for you to get it from school.
There you go.
Credit where credit is
You
due.
think it just showed up? Just appeared? Your teacher bought that for you?
It was the
No, honey,
fairy.
I have to buy
Kate,
her
it was the
papers and
fairy.
markers. Teachers
Kate,
can't
it was the
afford anything.
fairy. The fairy brought it.
The fairy brought
The
it.
rocket fairy. Alicia, we'll go to you first for final thoughts tonight. What's up? What's your final thoughts?
Well, I have to say that I know you're not necessarily everyone's cup of tea, and you're good with that, and I feel the same way, but you're definitely my cup of tea. I vibe with you, I relate to you, and I'm really happy that I met you. I really enjoyed when we met each other on TikTok and just getting a chance to, hear your thoughts and be a part of this conversation. It was just refreshing. So thank you. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, your final thoughts for tonight.
It's plugged in.
I hit it this time.
Yes.
I would like kudos. Like, thank you, show host. I really appreciate it. All right. So this is going to be a kind of weird thing to say, but I'm going to explain it. So here's my final thought. Be a Zotz. And I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but it is a fizzing candy. It's got a hard shell, and then when you get through that hard candy shell, it fizzes in your mouth. And I want you to think about being a Zotz candy because not everybody is going to like you, but somebody is. Somebody, you're going to be their favorite. Be a Zotz candy.
I'm a really big fan of things fizzing in my mouth.
Oh, God.
That's what I've heard.
Oh my
And
God.
I feel like that's like, people who deserve to get to the fizzy center get it. And
Yeah.
everybody else gets the hard part, and I'm fine with that.
I love it.
Mary.
I'm gonna be a Zotz.
Get the fizz you deserve. That's going to
Get
be a
the
new saying.
fizz you deserve.
Sim, what's your final thoughts
That's
for
a
tonight?
commercial. Get the jizz you deserve.
Yes. As Sim puts her pussy on the screen.
I don't know what happened. She just came up out of nowhere to like just I don't know. So the exact quote that it came from Christian Bale, and he said, "If you have a problem with me, call me. If you don't have my number, then that means you don't know me well enough to have a problem."
Oof. I like that it's from Christian Bale because I'm a big Christian Bale fan.
Right? I
Mm.
mean, honestly. So, I mean,
Come on.
my final thoughts are that I think that celebrity's fine, Broadway's fine, all that stuff is fine, but give me an opportunity to be around people that are just real, you know, and that's my favorite place to be. I would trade all the rest of that stuff to be around people that are real. And I appreciate that you haven't let all of that go to your head, and because you could. I imagine it wouldn't be too difficult. I mean, you fight hard, I imagine,
My
to just
parents
be.
would never allow it.
Well, I have to imagine though that like I said, people probably have a perception. Oh,
Oh,
you hear all the time, you're Lucille Ball's granddaughter, and da da da. But you're
yeah.
Kate. But first and foremost, you're Kate.
Yeah. I spend a good chunk of my life realizing that people had a whole idea of what I was gonna be like before I meet them, and usually that I'm going to be I don't know, like a Kardashian or something. And I'm like,
Oh,
no, I'm from a different time. I'm from the time before that.
oh, my other final thought: check your cupboards, Kate. Always check your cupboards.
Oh, because the cat. Oh my
That
God.
was
This week has
ominous.
been, I can't believe that that's how this, JD, how long ago was it that Connie got trapped in the cupboard?
Like 10 days ago.
Feels like so long ago.
No, it was
So
I
much
literally
has
like three
remember
happened.
days
that.
ago.
Okay,
So much has happened.
just
Three.
to
It was
set
literally like
the
3 days ago. She sends
Yeah.
me a text like, "I'm so sorry I haven't responded sooner." She's like, "I can't find my cat." 2 hours later, she sends me a response.
Oh,
He
it
was
was
in the
in the
cupboard.
goddamn cabinet. Yes.
no, honey.
Yes.
Stop taking things off my desk now, please.
Hillary, your
Thank
final thoughts for tonight?
Um, I love that you are a mirror to MAGA. You show them what they are, and everybody needs to be able to see what they are every once in a while and to know that they can grow and become better too. So I love that you're doing that on behalf of everybody that doesn't have the ability to have a platform as well as you do. And I'm grateful that I got to meet you, and your little one in the back is giving me all the happiness and joy. So I'm glad that I got to see them bouncing around in the back the entire time. So just thank you for being there and doing what you do. Oh, and
We
you're
got the
muted, girly.
Kate's pulling an oh
just
yeah.
what the floor looks like when I've allowed him to just, be for an hour and
It
40,
it's the
49 minutes.
dancing. It's the dancing for me right now.
He's like,
I
you
love
better
it.
take me to do something fun after this. You worked all day, did this.
And I appreciate you doing this after working all day. Mary, what's your final thoughts?
As per usual, I wrote them down. So tonight's been a reminder for me that apparently things feel different in your mouth depending on how they're delivered. And that it doesn't matter what your background is. You can 100% choose to be a good person and not take shit from others. And I appreciate so much that you stand up to the worst in society and you're just like, fuckwad, shut the fuck up. Because that's the kind of role model that kids and adults need right now.
Hmm. Especially that one walking behind you.
Thank you. He is already so communicative with me about how much he appreciates how honest I am with him and how we talk about everything and I don't hide anything from him.
Yes. Nothing at all, right? I get the I
We
get
do
the
not yell like that. My Lord. Don't do that again. Or that happy face you got before may disappear.
I always get the luxury of the last final thought, but in this case, just finding you and sending you a message, like I've that's what I people ask me how I find guests for the show, and I'm like, I ask.
Mm.
And I learned that lesson, that lesson was driven home really hard for me by Mallory Lewis, Sherry Lewis's daughter, when she was like, you asked if I would want to come on the show. And I was like, oh, well, she's brave enough to ask, so fuck it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
come. And she's like, because you asked the question, every shot you don't take is a miss. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I see her. I've checked back and looked through her. So obviously I'm gonna look and make sure I'm not inviting a raging transphobe onto the show, you
Yeah.
know? And I just
She would have said yes.
immediately just sort of was attracted to the person you are. You answered me back. We've talked ever since then, and it's moved from the app to our texts and everything. We've talked about everything in our lives, up to this point. Just when Sim says that you are a real person, that's understating it. You're just one of the you're one of us. And I know it sounds weird because you know that, but people put you up on a pedestal because of where you come from, because
No, I don't
of your
know that.
loyalty.
I was, I, kids were jealous as all get out of me. And I didn't understand why, because I thought I was really just normal. And I would go to
Right.
block parties, and the girls would say, she has to leave because she gets everything. And so, no, I don't. I often do not feel like I am one of everybody. When I allow myself to be on, MTV Rich Girls with two people who I think are my friends in high school, and the lower third says Lucille Ball's granddaughter. Like, it is so important to me to be able to have people in my life who can tell me the truth
Mhm.
and not people who just go, oh yeah, 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 no, that sounds great. Because I'll
Right.
make bad decisions if I don't have people in my life going, don't fucking do that. That's a stupid idea. And I've got some really great friends. My friends have kept me so grounded and so honest, and they're all extremely real. And, uh, at one point, my ex was like, people are afraid to tell you the truth. And my best friends were like, I'm not afraid of you. That's insulting. And I was like, good. You better not be afraid of me.
No.
So, yeah, that's what's kept me real is my friends. My friends and my parents who would make sure that I keep my feet on the ground. And then, every time that I'm accepted into a community of non-show business, non-Hollywood people who don't look at me with fluttery eyes and do tell me the truth and tell me when I have food in my teeth, I feel more accepted and more seen than ever. Because
Well,
really, my mom tried to give me a normal childhood, and she just, I just ended up real confused. Where do I belong? I've always kind of been like, I don't really belong with them, but these people don't think I belong with them. So where do I go? Because I've had jobs where, I was at lunch with all my entire team once, and somebody leaned down the table and said, well, what are you doing working here? Right after she found out who I was. I've had bosses when I was due a promotion say, can you ask your mom for money? So I haven't had a lot of life experiences that have allowed me to feel like I can be one of everybody else. But I definitely don't feel like I belong with the Kardashian folk.
mm-mm.
So This for me has been like finding my people. So y'all are my people.
Goddamn right. And I'm proud to call
And my
it
littlest
myself.
person is over it.
I am proud to call you a friend. Honestly, you are a hurricane girl through and through. Like you have found a tribe here for sure. And
Well, I went to the University of Miami, so I am an official
you
hurricane.
are, yeah,
Yes.
legitimately. I love it. But it's been great having you on. So where can people find you so they can experience the real Kate?
They can find me on TikTok. That's the
What's
only place I'm
at Kate Luckinbill, right?
at Kate Luckinbill on TikTok. That's
Love
me.
it. So everybody go there. She's got goddamn so many new followers here lately, but go be one of them. I mean, just go experience Kate. But is there anything you would like to say before we sign off tonight?
I love this and I love you guys, and I'm so happy that I've met this crew, and I can't wait to see you all in my next live.
Absolutely gonna be there. But yep, for tonight we're gonna wrap it up because JD gotta go, got
You
things
have a
to
question,
do.
JD?
Yes, we don't usually let the boys on the show, but
Something to say.
I
He
want to
had
hear
something.
it.
He's going to write something for us. We're going to dictate it for him.
We're waiting with
Oh.
breathless anticipation.
Can't wait.
Time
And
to bring up your elocution training.
I've got to say, the hair, JD's hair is giving me life.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's
Love
like
it.
Prince Valiant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, or Valium, depending on which is your
I heard
favorite.
Valium, but I'm kind of broken,
Really?
so
You wrote, that's even, wait, this is even better, what you wrote.
And
I'm
he's 6. He's 6.
I'm li-
Yeah, he's almost 7.
Oh my gosh, the eloquence with which he speaks is amazing.
mhm.
Yeah, and that's with his cigar binky in his mouth, which he refuses to get rid of. He's like one of those old like hey, yeah, yeah, he's like George Burns.
And there we are. What do we got? I'm dead.
But
Same.
what's better is that for those of you who know my family, the first thing he wrote was, "I'm Dee Dee."
I
So,
love that. I
so I
love
think
that.
somebody was trying to say something.
Well,
All
we're
right,
gonna
my
let
loves.
you.
I love you guys so much. This was so
Yes,
fun.
Thank you.
I'd love to do it again.
we will definitely do it again. But for tonight, I'm gonna sign off for Hurricane Alia, for Hurricane Alicia, Hurricane Sim, Hurricane Mary, Hurricane Hillary, and me, Hurricane Sheila Chappelle, America's ex-girlfriend, and Hurricane Kate. I'm here saying, chin up, tits out, ladies. And we're gonna close with the song. Kate, you have a good night.
Night, everybody.
Sometimes you wonder if there's anyone for you. Sometimes you lose hope someone's gonna come through. Sometimes you're terrified of letting your heart open. Sometimes you can't tell if you're shattered or broken. Sometimes you feel like you're losing your mind. Sometimes you've been sitting there silently crying. Sometimes you can't tell if you're worth someone's loving. Sometimes you're so lonely you'd settle for something, but then the skies open up and the sun shines bright, and your heartbeat starts back, turning dark into light. When you swore you were lost and your scars wouldn't heal, she looks in your eyes and you finally know what's real. Sometimes you see her and your whole soul glows, and it hits you so softly. Sometimes you just Sometimes you wonder if she'd ever give you a glance. Sometimes you think maybe you don't even deserve a chance. Sometimes you fear she'll leave you just like the rest. Sometimes you're convinced you'll never be your best. Sometimes you can't help but be insecure. Sometimes you're swept up in all her allure. Sometimes the memory of heartbreak still stings. Sometimes all you want is the safety she brings. But then she looks at you and her smile shines bright, and your heartbeat pounds warm, turning dark into light. When you swore you were lost and your scars wouldn't heal, she touches your hand and she tells you what's real. Sometimes you hold her and your soul starts to glow, and it washes right through you. Sometimes you just know. Sometimes you just know when love is right, when it's worth the hope. Sometimes you just know when you found the one that feeds your soul. Sometimes you just know when you found your person, your heart, your home. Sometimes you wake up and just watch her breathe. Sometimes you kiss her simply to put both your souls at ease. Sometimes you brush her face, her hand, her thigh. Sometimes you pray time would stop passing by.